All right, if you live in Georgia and have a 401k, this one's for you. You've worked hard, you've saved your money, but how do you actually get to it without getting hammered by penalties and taxes? Well, we're about to lay out a simple, clear guide to do exactly that.
You know, it's that fear we all have, especially if we're thinking about retiring a little early. You see this big balance in your account, but is it really yours? Or is it trapped behind this scary 10% early withdrawal penalty until you're almost 60? Let's find out.
The answer, for a lot of us, is no. It doesn't have to be locked up. Think of your 401k as a high-security vault. It seems impenetrable, but it's not. You just need the right set of keys. And today, we're going to give you all three of them. All right, key number one, this is all about timing. It's knowing the magic numbers, the specific ages that act like master keys and let you bypass that dreaded 10% penalty altogether. First up, the one everybody knows, 59 and a half. This is the universal key. It works for everyone, for any 401k, any IRA. The moment you hit this age, poof, that 10% penalty is just gone. It's the standard, no-fuss way in. But what if you want to get in sooner? Well, say hello to age 55. For anyone planning an early retirement, this number is an absolute game changer. It comes to us courtesy of something called the Rule of 55. So here's how it works. If you leave your job, and it doesn't matter if you retire, quit, or get laid off, as long as it happens in the year you turn 55 or any year after, you can start taking money out of that specific 401k without the penalty. And the emphasis there is critical. It only works for the 401k at the company you are leaving. Okay, listen up, because this is the single biggest mistake people make. It feels so natural to take that old 401k and roll it into an IRA for convenience. Do not do it. The second that money hits an IRA, the Rule of 55 no longer applies. You've just lost your key. You have to keep the money in that company's 401k plan to use this special early access privilege. And just real quick, there is one more special key, age 50. This one is specifically for qualified public safety employees. We're talking police officers, firefighters, people with governmental plans. It gives them a path to penalty-free access even earlier, which makes sense given the tough nature of their careers. So, you've used your first key. You've gotten past the 10% penalty lock. Awesome. But now you're face-to-face with a second lock, Georgia's state income taxes. This is where our second key comes in, what I call the Georgia Tax Shield. This is a fantastic perk for retirees here in our state. It's called the Retirement Income Exclusion, or RIE, and what it does is let you simply exclude a huge chunk of your retirement income from your Georgia tax bill. And you bet this applies to your 401k withdrawals. Now check this out, because the shield actually gets stronger as you get older. From age 62 up to 64, you can shield $35,000 of retirement income each year. But then, when you hit 65, that shield powers up. It almost doubles to $65,000 a year per person. And this is where it gets really, really powerful for a married couple. If you're both over 65, you each get your own $65,000 exclusion. You add those together, and that's $130,000 of retirement income you can take out every single year without paying a dime in Georgia state tax. That is huge. So what all does this shield cover? Well, it's pretty broad. Your 401k and IRA withdrawals, of course, but also things like pensions and even capital gains. But here's the best part, the real kicker. Georgia does not tax your Social Security benefits. What that means is your Social Security income doesn't count against your exclusion limit. It leaves that full $35,000 or $65,000 free to protect your other income streams. Okay, key number one gets us past the penalties. Key number two shields us from Georgia taxes. Now it's time for key number three, which is the master plan, the blueprint that puts it all together and tells you how to take your money out smartly. It's really just three simple steps. First, you find your penalty-free date. Using key number one, figure that out. Is it 55, 59 and a half? Get that date locked in. Second, you bridge the gap. So if you retire at, say, 58, you don't have that tax shield yet. So you only take the bare minimum you need from your 401k. And finally, step three, you align your withdrawals. Once you hit 62, and especially 65, that's when you can start taking those larger withdrawals that line up perfectly with Georgia's powerful tax shield. Let's see what this looks like in the real world. A common mistake is someone retires at 58 and immediately pulls out a big chunk of money, paying full state tax on every dollar. The smart move? Live on other savings for a few years if you can. Take out just what you need. Then, after 62, you can take out much bigger chunks, tax-free. And of course, the other big mistake we already talked about, rolling that 401k over at 55 and losing your special access. The smart move is to leave it right where it is and use that rule of 55 key you earned. You know, it all boils down to this. Anybody can take money out of a 401k. That's the easy part. The real goal, the art of a good retirement plan, is figuring out how to do it so that you get to keep as much of your own hard-earned money as possible. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. When you have these keys, you can start to see your 401k differently. It's not just a savings account, a pot of money sitting there. It's a strategic income machine, one that can fund your retirement in a really efficient way, especially here in Georgia. So the only question is, are you using it that way?